right now, how we're looking with the B3 corridors, we would look to put a interchange at 53. Another option would be to offset it to avoid impacts to historic Route 66, which is the 53 section of this location is historic Route 66, or potentially none at all. And so we are looking at those options, particularly at 53. The other locations would be 52, and then you'd look at I-57, 50, Illinois 1, 41, 55, and 65.
How much of the provided future growth is residential, and where did the stats come from?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
How much is the projected future growth how much projected future growth is residential, and where did the stats come from?
Okay, well, these stats came from what we did was we worked, and part of the CPG is the metropolitan. We do have the metropolitan planning organizations on the CPG. So we have CMAP, which is Chicago Metropolitan Area for Planning. We have CATS, which is Kankakee Area Transportation Systems. We have NERPC, which is the Northwestern Indiana Planning Commission. And so we have all of those on the CPG. Now, what we did was we used their modeling. We used their future modeling to the year 2040. Because for NEPA, we project out to a horizon. The horizon right now is a 2040 planning horizon. So we projected these volumes through a modeling it's a really huge computer model. There's 8 people running programs to come up with all these models based on the land use, based on planning, and really just based on where these communities are, where they, we use the 2010 census data, which is even outside of what CMAP used for their 2040 planning horizon. So we took CMAP's data and then updated it and came up with our forecasts.
Why will IDOT not consider going north of our city and using already established government land?
Okay. That question has come up numerous times tonight. It's when you look to the north, you see Medeowan. Medeowan is a nationally protected land. It has a congressional law that no road can touch it or go through it. So there are existing routes, and when it was adopted, the existing routes can remain, but they cannot be expanded upon. So right now, there is a congressional law, and it's federally protected, which is why we can't go through Medeowan.
What are the benefits for people of Wilmington in this expressway, if this expressway is built?
So the benefits, to this area and what we're looking at within all of this study area and what we've seen in trends, what we've seen in 2010 data, and as we've seen a tremendous amount of population moving in here. We project within the next 30 years that the city the size of Cleveland is going to move within this area. Just the study area, the whole 950 square mile areas. And you can see that. You can start seeing that, with the housing starts, and there are some still being developed in the area. There's also numerous pressures within the area with the intermodal sites, numerous freight distribution facilities being put in. There's numerous companies being built and put up. There's numerous companies, a lot of growth in the Indiana area. And so there is no facility in the east-west direction that can handle this growth. And so the benefits to the region are just mobility, to reduce mobility and congestion throughout the whole region, and provide a facility that can handle this growth, this projected growth in population. Not only in population, but truck growth. So when we develop that purpose and need, we develop a purpose and need in trying to improve regional mobility, address local system deficiencies, which is already you see all the trucks on the local systems. You see them on Piatone, you see them really almost everywhere out here. And so there's a lot of increased pressure for this area. Not only that, so you improve accessibility. Regional, we talked about improving accessibility to jobs. And so we are in our, when we start doing the build scenarios, as far as what this road will do, then I will have a better answer as far as what is it projected to do in this area. But the numbers we had and the numbers you had shown up here, that's if we do nothing. That's the no build. So if we do nothing, you're looking at 176% growth in population. The truck percentages will continue to grow, and there's no release. And so this facility provides that.
Will the city of Wilmington gain any revenue from the tolls being collected?
Well,
Right, we need to give Steve a moment here to answer the question. Thank you.
There is a number of things that when we go through a P3 process, a public-private procurement process, most likely no. There will be no tolling revenue. The tolling revenue will go towards just building the road itself. You know, but that is a very, very lengthy process. It's 2 years. It's going to be a 1,000-page document in order to get a private concessionaire to take over ownership of this road and to maintain it and to build it. And normally the tolls just go right into that road to maintain it and build it.
I have a couple of questions here, Steve, in regards to alternative routes. Once built, what are the alternative routes when the Illiana Highway is shut down for any reason? How will the city of Wilmington handle the excess traffic? Where would the existing traffic be rerouted? And how would that be done?
Well, I think that hits on a couple things. Is that what we're looking at right now is we're looking at the interchange locations, and we're looking at what is the secondary cumulative impacts of how much traffic is going to be projected if you build this route, if you build the B3 corridor, how much traffic is projected along 45, along 101, along 53, and we're coming up with those numbers right now. And so we're looking at those ADT numbers, necessarily know what I don't necessarily know what the impacts would be if the road shuts down and then where it would go. Most likely they would use what they're using now. They would either use 53 up to 80 or 55, 57.
This question is in regards to funding. So if there's no funding for Tier 2, is the project dead? I think there just needs to be a clarification of that.
And so Tier 2 is funded. So we have funded Tier 2, but beyond that we don't have funding. And so, once we get the record of decision in the December-January timeframe of this year, that's when we come up with the decision of the preferred corridor. That's when it keeps moving. And so in the draft EIS, we will look at a number of alternatives, including, for example, a no-build alternative. What if we do nothing? That's the purpose and need statement. That is the 176% growth with the 225% growth in employment in this area. And so that is the what if we do nothing.
In regards to interchanges, are there plans to make an interchange at Chicago Road and Peatone Road?
Currently, we have not modeled that. I did mention the 53 offset intersection, and so it would be, I think, close to Old Chicago. I'm not sure if exactly it would be at Old Chicago.
In regards to truck routes, how will the tollway keep trucks from using 102 and get to Center Point on 53? Will no truck routes be posted?
According to state law, all state highways have to accommodate trucks. So 102, 113, 53, they all must accommodate trucks, and that is a state law.